Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. The video I prepared for today is a rogue build for Abattoir of Z. This build is an upgraded version for AOZ of my previous build that I named The Calling. This build is really good for leveling up the tiers of blood at 7th tier. Like my other tutorials, this is for players with experience in the game. As always, if you would like me to do a more beginner-friendly in-depth explanation, please let me know in the comment section below. And as usual, there's a link to this and previous build planners in the description box so you can have a closer look. Now, shall we take a look? Chapter 1, Skill Tree. This skill tree includes renown 1 point. As always, check your reward progress to make sure you have enough points for this build. After trying out Abattoir of Z, I felt like my build needs strong defense abilities, so I decided to put a lot of points on defense passive skills. The main thing that makes this build different from my previous build is the use of the Rising Band of Trickery and Grenade. To spread out the effect of Shadow Step, I combined with Shared Misery. I'm also using Dash from Harlequin Crest. I won't go into more details than this about the skill tree here, so if you want details, please check the link in the description box. Chapter 2, Item Setting. There are not a lot of changes here compared to my most recent TB build. Harlequin Crest on helm, my on chest armor, Blade Dancers on glove, T-Bolt wheel on pants, Shared Misery on boots, Bursting Venom and Rising Band of Trickery on rings, Disobedience on armlet, Corruption on crossbow, Condemnation and Doombringer on sword. Option priorities like this. Just in my recent Twisting Blade build, I selected 3 different resistances and movement speed. I did this to increase the attack speed in combination with Ravenous, and since I use a lot of unique items, it's hard to set 70% for all resistance options, so I choose 3 different resistances. I put Ruby on armors, Amethyst on weapons, and other jewels on accessories for 70% of resistance. If you use Rising Band of Trickery, it makes you more tanky in the dungeon. I thought a lot about if I should use Bursting Venom or Pestilent Point, but since I set the lucky chance really high, I decided to go with Bursting Venom. Chapter 3, Paragon Bolt. My Paragon Bolt is based off of 15 levels of rare glyphs. I used Devious on the first bolt, Tears of Blood on Chip Shot on the second, Efficacy on No Witness on the third, Huff on Tricks of Trade on the fourth, Control on Rare Runner's Instinct on the fifth, and finally, Teddy on Eldritch Bounty on the sixth bolt. Chapter 4, Vampiric Power. Undying for viability, Ravenous for attack speed, Prey on the Weak for infinite vulnerable damage, Metamorphosis because I use T-Bolt wheel, and to deal more poison damage, I choose Flowing Veins. Chapter 5, How to play this build rogue. After failing to clear the 15th tier of AOZ, I'm focusing on leveling tiers of blood. After the 10th tier, the monsters get a really big increase in HP. Therefore, in my opinion, 7th tier is the most efficient and safe dungeon for leveling tiers of blood. After your tiers of blood level 20, 9th tier is the most efficient and safe dungeon. When you use a grenade to group monsters, it taunts them because of the ring. You can spread the stun effect when used in combination with Shadow Step and Shared Misery. I put more damage skills in my skill tree this time, obviously to deal more damage and to knock down enemies by using concussive and trick attacks passive skills. Use your grenade to group monsters if you are in a particularly dangerous situation during battles or there are high HP monsters. Avoid dangerous situations by stunning high HP monsters by using Shadow Step. You should avoid engaging with the monsters in the middle of the group. Instead, try to use your skills and deal damage from the edge of the group. If you suddenly find yourself in the middle or the floor turns bad, use Dash to get out of the group. How did you feel about AOZ? I'm really interested in hearing your opinion. Please let me know what you thought in the comment. Again, I leave the link to this build planner in the description box, and please, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful or interesting, please leave a like and subscribe for more gaming content like this. Thank you for watching.